They may be watching you, but I'm watching them. This is Gabriel Custodiet. Just to let you know that the episode you're about to listen to is going to be great, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. If you're new to privacy or looking for a clear vision of next steps, start by going to escapethetechnocracy.com. All our cutting-edge analysis about escaping the surveillance grid occurs exclusively on our paid newsletter, Watchman's Torch, and in our world-class video tutorials. This podcast is just a preview. This is not some game for us. We live this stuff and we consult on it. Your support means we have no sponsors and can speak the unmitigated truth as we see it on this show. Check out the show notes and escapethetechnocracy.com. Let's transition to, let's call it the main topic of this particular Privacy Postmaster edition. And that is a alleged data breach. And we want to make sure to say alleged because the company itself has not come out to make a statement about this, but there is some evidence pointing towards it. And here I am reading from a website called leaked.com. That's leakd.com. It says 180,000 customers of physicaladdress.com exposed in hacker forum leak. So physicaladdress.com is one of these virtual mailbox services similar to what Dallas runs, except Dallas obviously has a lot better data protection going on. And allegedly, there is a data breach, and that is one article on it. Tell us a little bit, before we get into the second phase questions, Dallas, what is the evidence that's kind of alerted you to the fact that this really prominent, really big virtual mailbox service may have been compromised?
Sure. Yeah, a lot to unpack here. First of all, through Google, we monitor keywords out there for breaches and virtual mail services and stuff. And it hit our radar in April, early April, that there was these rumors of this breach. And your article in Leak that you just referred to is in April. So we've been watching it in April, and we've been waiting for an official disclosure that this happened. Nothing. It's been crickets and tumbleweeds from other sources and also from the physicaladdress.com. Then in June, there was a tweet from, I believe it was Dark Web Informer, that has said now the information is on the dark web. And originally that leaked article was that they're trying to sell it. They had samples of the data. Now all the data is on the dark web. Shortly after that, I started getting messages, inquiries for physical address clients who said verbatim, and I screenshot and made it anonymous, their emails, that their password manager is informing them that this password for their physical address, and they confirmed that it is a unique password that they specifically created for physicaladdress.com, has been breached and they should change it. Physical Address has not contacted them to tell them they've been breached and they need to change their password. There's been no official statement, so forth. Also, I've looked on Have I Been Pwned? And they do a list of breaches that's in their database, and they have not listed this as a breach. So I'm not sure what's going on. I have enough substantiating of evidence to say that, yes, this breach did happen. There's proof of it from a password manager that's notifying the user that this password has been breached, and it's a unique password for physical address. So I say there's most likely a breach. It just hasn't been confirmed. How long do companies wait? Now in the EU, it has to be 72 hours. They're bound by EU law that they have to report in 72 hours. It's been since April, and there's no word out there that we can find. It's kind of mysterious.
So by the way, you're speaking about Proton Pass, new password manager from Proton. And apparently it's informs you of data breaches that it has encountered. So that's kind of interesting, right? Like, where are they getting that information from? Also, that's just interesting as a service. And you had actually the person who sent you the email, they themselves reached out to physicaladdress.com, didn't they? And physicaladdress.com said no, they were not aware of a data breach. Is that right?
That was a separate incident. That was another substantiating evidence here. So that's when I summarized all this to you, that was separate. So I have a new client in Texas that is doing a Texas strategy, and they then heard about Privacy Post, and now we're talking. They said, in the meantime, before I heard about Privacy Post, I established just a starter, a temporary address through a service in Texas. I said, what is the service? And he said, it's physicaladdress.com. And I said, okay, are you aware of the breach that happened? And they said, no, I was not aware of the breach. I said, how long ago did you sign up for physical address? He says, I signed up 2 weeks ago, and I personally asked them. I called them and asked them if they've been involved in a breach, not knowing about this breach at all. He knew nothing about it. And they said, no, we are not aware of any breach. And he was shocked for me to inform him and send him the links. And he's like, I can't believe this. And this guy is uber private. And he's like, I've been lied to.
Right. So we'll keep using this word allegedly. I haven't, and I don't have the time to look in depth into a lot of these things, but we'll call it alleged. But I think there's a bigger point to be made here, Dallas, about, and this is one of the reasons why I decided to talk with you as much as I do, is because you're so extreme about your privacy measures, not just personally, but as a company, that it even puts me to shame sometimes. I'm like, dang, I need to keep up with Dallas. But you saw the belly of the beast. You were ideologically committed to privacy. And when all these other kind of big companies talk, oh, we protect your data, they're lying. They're absolutely lying for all the reasons I've discussed on the show time and time again. You have to bake privacy into your service at a really fundamental, deep level. You have to refuse to accept certain things, right? You have to use fully verified end-to-end encrypted systems. You have to have very few employees if you want a chance at having privacy. Talk a little bit about what you do at Privacy Post that makes you, we're not going to say immune, but much less likely to have a data breach, because I find that very attractive, your service and the steps that you've taken to mitigate these sorts of things.
Yep. Okay. So I think the first thing is we have a very manual process, and we do not store anything in the typical cloud service that you do not have possession of your keys. So, Google Drive, Dropbox, stuff like that. Amazon Web Services through these third parties that will manage your mail for you, that are in the Amazon Web Services and so forth. None of your data are in those services. That is not only end-to-end encrypted, but also we are in possession of those keys, not another third party. Secondly, the transmission of the mail is through Proton Mail. You have to have a Proton Mail account.
You don't have a back end, right? There's no back end like a lot of these companies that they're uploading the images to. No, you're using a fully trusted company like Proton Mail, and you're not storing this anywhere besides from your Proton email to their Proton email, is my understanding.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, we do have some systems that we will store data in encrypted format for a period of time. But then that is also, again, zero knowledge to a third party. And that we are in possession of the keys of that data. So what's important also to differentiate, Gabe, is where is your identifications, your 1583 that has all of that personal information in it?
Incredibly personal, like enough to do identity theft times 10.
Oh, yeah. Those are all stored in the cloud systems of these other third parties. They put them in these systems that manage you upload your 1583s, your e-notary, all that stuff. Typically, almost all of them will go to a third party system, or they'll have their data in an Amazon Web Service, container or whatever of all that information is up there. And they may have, loosey-goosey access and so forth, and they may have a bigger team that manages it and stuff like that. So we are very boutique. We're very focused, laser focused on privacy and using technologies and communication that are private. Gabe, you can't even call us on a regular phone. I had a guy call and says, "Yeah, I found you on ChatGPT and I wanted to talk to." And they called on a commercial line. I said, "You're not call That's World Post, Privacy Post. You can't call us on comms. You got to move over to Proton Mail or Signal." Try to find any other service out there that you can send them a Signal message and say, "Hey, what's the status of my forward? I'm checking. I'm looking at the tracking number, and I have some questions." Try to do that with anybody else on Signal. Good luck with that.
No, absolutely. And so when you're paying for some kind of $10 service virtual mailbox, you're getting what you pay for, and you're basically you have your dice, and you're paying a minimal amount, and you're just throwing the dice. And every once in a while, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. How many rolls does it take? You're going to get that data pwned, and you're going to end up on all these scam lists. And hopefully that's just it. But you might get identity theft and all the other stuff that can happen with data breaches. So you get what you pay for in this case. And so One more reason to check out, obviously, your service, Dallas. So I don't have a problem saying that. I mean, I appreciate how ideologically committed you are. And sometimes I'll be talking to you and you're like, hey, I got to call on a different line because you segregated your systems even within your business to such an extent that I'm just like, dang, this dude is incredibly serious. And compare it to some of the other virtual mailbox services that you could, in some cases, just walk into their building and check people's mail. I mean, we're talking about one compared to 100. Like it's such a night and day difference. There's no reason to be supporting those other companies as long as something like privacypost.io exists.
Yeah, and it is so easy to social engineer a store. Let me be careful here. That receives packages, and they're a 3-letter acronym that they're all over the country. It is so easy to social engineer in there to get somebody else's mail if you want it, because they don't do the forwarding. They do the forwarding only. They don't do the cloud mail. But one more thing I want to just emphasize and bring up with this, Gabe. Almost every week, I get another notification in the mail for people that I'm scanning it for them and they want to read it, and I scan it. So I do see, like, I don't completely read it all, but I'll take note of like the headline or whatever. Notice of data breach. There is a data breach going on right now and I can't even pronounce the name of this company, Ahold Delhaize. It is a huge breach that a lot of clients have been getting notifications on. And of course, it's the typical thing. We value, your data privacy is our utmost priority. It's the same old stuff. And it's happening all over the place. And so you want to mitigate and minimize the opportunities for your data to be breached.
Hey, thanks for listening. I could really use your help real quick. If you could share this episode with someone, engage with me, leave a review anywhere. This helps me to break the technocratic shadow banning that is happening with my brand. And of course, if you really want to escape the technocracy, go to escapethetechnocracy.com. Privacy tutorial series, books, newsletters, consulting, and of course, you can leave a donation. Thank you very much.